The salvage ship Horizon's Edge drifted through the Caliph Nebula's crimson clouds when the sensors detected something impossible, a biological signature buried within an ancient derelict station orbiting a dead star. Captain Mira Solon stood on the bridge, her weathered hands gripping the rail as the view screen magnified the image. The station was a relic from the predecessor wars, its hull twisted and scarred by millennia of cosmic radiation. But there, in the flooded bio-containment chamber, something massive stirred in the murk. Life signs confirmed, her navigator announced, disbelief thick in his voice, faint, but stable. Mira had seen many strange things in her 30 years traversing the outer reaches, but nothing had prepared her for what they found when they breached the chamber. The creature was colossal, easily 50 meters from snout to tail, and completely encrusted in a grotesque shell of barnacles, bio-slime, and mineral deposits that had accumulated over what her scanner estimated to be 800 years. Beneath the layers of decay, pale scales glimmered like moonlight. "It's a dragon," breathed her xenobiologist Dr. Kern, "an albino dragon mother, Elindra's species. We thought they were extinct." The dragon mothers were legendary, ancient beings who had supposedly guided the first civilizations before vanishing into myth. Their psychic abilities were said to be unparalleled, their wisdom boundless, but this one looked more corpse than legend, suspended in stasis fluid that had long since turned toxic. "She's dying," Mira said quietly. "Has been for centuries. Then why is she still alive?" That was the question that haunted Mira, as she made the decision that would change everything. Against protocol, against the advice of her crew, she ordered Elindra brought aboard their ship. Humanity had been given so much knowledge by alien species over the centuries, perhaps it was time they gave something back. The restoration took 3 months. Mira worked alongside her medical team around the clock, using every technique humanity had developed in its brief but explosive expansion across the stars. They carefully dissolved the barnacle crust with enzymatic solutions. They filtered the slime from her scales with nano-cleaners. They repaired her damaged membranes with synthetic tissue grafts and slowly, painstakingly, replaced the toxic stasis fluid with a nutrient-rich suspension. The galaxy's elder races watched with amused skepticism. The Vorthal ambassador visited once, his crystalline form refracting light as he examined their work. "Humans," he said with what might have been pity, "always trying to fix what the universe has already discarded. She has been dead for longer than your species has had written language." But Mira had learned something in her years among the stars. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their weapons. It was their stubborn, irrational refusal to accept that anything was truly beyond saving. On the 93rd day, Elindra's eye opened. It was the color of winter ice, vast and ancient, and it fixed upon Mira with an intelligence that made her feel suddenly, terrifyingly small. The Dragon Mother's consciousness brushed against hers, not invading but questioning, gentle despite its overwhelming power. "Why?" The question echoed in Mira's mind, carrying with it centuries of pain, loneliness, and resignation. "Because you deserved better," Mira whispered aloud. "Because someone should have been there for you. Because that's what we do." A rumble emerged from Elindra's throat, not a growl but something closer to a laugh. Her massive body, now gleaming white and pristine, shifted for the first time under its own power. Humans, the thought came, tinged with something that might have been wonder. Such young, foolish, beautiful creatures. Over the following weeks, as Elindra regained her strength, she shared fragments of her story. She had been a guardian, a mother to a dozen species in the galaxy's youth. But when the predecessor wars came, she had tried to stop them and failed. Betrayed by those she protected, she had been sealed away, left to die slowly while the galaxy moved on without her. They were ashamed, Elindra communicated, her psychic voice growing stronger each day. They could not bear the reminder of what they had done, so they buried me in the dark and tried to forget. "We found you," Mira said. "And we remembered." The news of Elindra's revival spread across the known galaxy like wildfire. The elder races responded with a mixture of shock, anger, and fear. Some called it hubris. Others called it dangerous. The Vorthal ambassador returned, no longer amused. "You have awakened something that should have remained sleeping, human. The dragon mothers were sealed away for a reason." Elindra's response was to spread her wings for the first time in 8 centuries, vast, translucent membranes that caught the light of distant stars. She rose above the horizon's edge, her presence suddenly filling the space around them with an aura of undeniable power. I was sealed away because the powerful feared what I represented. Her thoughts boomed across every mind in range: hope, compassion, the belief that we are all responsible for one another. These young humans understand what you have forgotten. She turned her ancient gaze upon Mira, and the captain felt the full weight of gratitude, respect, and something deeper: kinship. You gave me new life, Mira Solon, not just of body but of purpose. I had forgotten why I once fought so hard to protect this galaxy. You have reminded me. As the horizon's edge prepared to depart, Elindra coiled protectively around the ship, her white scales gleaming against the void. Word began to spread of the human captain, who had restored the Dragon Mother, and of humanity's simple philosophy, that no one should be left to die alone in the dark, no matter how long they had been forgotten. The elder races called it sentiment. They called it naive. Humanity called it being decent. And across the galaxy, other abandoned things, other forgotten guardians and lost species, began to wonder if perhaps, just perhaps, they too might be worth saving. Elindra's psychic laughter rang through the nebula like a song. The young races always surprise us, she thought to no one and everyone. Perhaps that is why they will outlast us all.